Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and today I'll be doing my top 5 favourite Super Mario Galaxy 1 bosses. Now, within the Mario series there have been a variety of different boss fights, whether it's been the Broodals, the Koopa Kids, Bowser Jr., Bowser, and various other bosses. And in Mario Galaxy, I think one of the things that makes that game enjoyable is the different bosses that you can fight and the way that you can use the boss arena to your advantage and just how fun each fight is. And today I'm going for some of my favourites from that game. So for number 5 is Maniac. Now Maniac is basically this sort of spinning top with spikes, and what you have to do in this fight is basically jump on its head and then spin it into the electric wires that are surrounding the arena. Now what I like about this fight is just how it's just how fun this fight is, mainly because not only does you have to worry about Maniac and the electric wires, but also have to worry about several other enemies that Maniac can summon, and you have to avoid those enemies, and also as well as trying to avoid Maniac from spinning into you. And that's really fun, and I do like how you use the spin attack to advantage, because whenever you hit Maniac on his head, his spikes will go back in, and you have to make sure that you hit him enough time to hit him into the electric fence, and to do any proper damage. And also I think with his Daredevil run comment, I think that's a lot harder because you only have one HP, and you have to make sure that you don't get hit, and I think that's what makes Maniac such a fun boss. For number 4 is Mega Leg. Now Mega Leg is the first Grand Star boss of the game, and what I like about Mega Leg is that it's a boss similar to the Shadow of the Colossus bosses in that game, in which in both Shadow of the Colossus and for the Mega Leg fight, you have to climb these giant bosses in order to hit their weak spot. And with Mega Leg, it's a really fun and interesting boss because it's basically, you've got this giant robot in space on this tiny little planet, and the planet is basically, I would say, the size of a moon, I would say, and Mega Leg is just this giant robot thing. And on it, when you do get onto Mega Leg, it shoots out bullet bills, and it's got like a case surrounding the Grand Star. And I do like how when you destroy the first case, it will produce these gates and then more bullet bills, and I think it's a really fun first Grand Star boss, and it's really fun and a really cool way to basically introduce how small Mario is compared to these giant behemoths of a boss. For number 3 is the fiery Dino Piranha. Now what I like about the fiery Dino Piranha is that it's a much more of a challenge compared to the original Dino Piranha that you first face off in the game. And what I like about the fiery Dino boss is that it's covered in fire, and I do like how you have to time your spin attacks perfectly, otherwise you will get hit by either fiery Dino Piranha running into you, or it's fire. And even though it's just a copy paste from the original Dino Piranha boss fight, I do like how I think I do prefer the fiery Dino Piranha boss fight a lot better, just because of how the way you have to time your spin attacks perfectly, how the Dino Piranha can turn on its fire ability on and off, and I think it's a better boss battle, I would say, and it's really fun. For number 2, it's Bouldergeist. Now, Bouldergeist is basically a ghost possessing boulders, and what I like about this fight is the way you have to use the environment around you. So basically you're set in this giant arena styled boss battle, or boss arena, and Bouldergeist will summon several rocks at you, some of them being normal rocks, some of them being just regular coin rocks, and some of them being bamboo rocks, and you have to hit the bamboos into Bouldergeist, and then once you've hit him a couple of times, he'll grow hands, and then I think he punches them towards you. And what I like about this fight is that, again, like with Top Maniac, this one also gets a Daredevil comment, in which you only get one hit, and you have to make sure you dodge everything that Bouldergeist hurls at you. And I think that's what makes the fight fun and cool and interesting, just because you have like one health and you can't be hit, and I think that what makes Bouldergeist really fun. And for number 1 is the final Bowser fight. Now, what I like about this fight is that unlike the previous Bowser fights, the final fight has 3 phases. The first one being Bowser being encased in a giant rock. The second phase being Bowser going into his shell completely, and the third phase is kind of like the second phase, but this time Bowser, you have to lead Bowser into these fire pit things, and I think this is a really cool fight just because it's really intense and you have to like really be on your feet, and it kind of reminds me of the fiery Dino Piranha boss fight, in which when it comes to the first phase, and I think the first 2 phases, you have to time your spins perfectly, because with the first phase, when Bowser goes into and turns himself into a boulder, only his face will be showing, and you have to make sure that you hit Bowser's face, so then you can hit him again when he's spinning on his shell across the planet. For the second phase, when Bowser is encased completely in a shell, you have to hit these balloon type flower things, and then again, like with the first phase, Bowser will be on a shell. And then with the third phase, it's kind of similar to the other 2 boss fights that you fought with Bowser against, and that's basically him landing on these fire pit things, and him just running around and hitting him with his tail, and then hitting him again when he's spinning around on his shell. And this fight is really fun, just because this is, I think this is like possibly one of my favourite boss fights in the game, just because of those 3 fights and the lead up to Bowser, because you've been fighting, you know, all of his other minions, and with this final fight, you're just fighting him head on, just one-on-one, and I think that's a really cool boss fight, and I do like the whole galaxy that is boss fight that it's in, so because you got like ice planet, desert planet, fire planet, sort of futuristic planet, and I think that's really cool, and I think the boss fight is really fun, and I think it's really enjoyable. So that's been my top 5 favourite Mario Galaxy 1 boss fights. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.